NFL is again under scrutiny for their absolutely, maybe not horrible, but man, it sucks to see a game essentially decided by a coin toss. And the overtime rules are now being blasted yet again. Josh Allen did not get to touch the football in a AFC Classic against Patrick Mahomes. So currently, you got to ask yourself, first and foremost, Fees, should the NFL revisit its overtime rules?
Absolutely not. I mean, this is people are out here in their feelings about overtime.
Yeah.
It's only the fans of the teams that lose in overtime that think that they should revisit the rules. I mean, I think the first time, like when this started was, what was that? Back in 2009, when the Minnesota Vikings lost to the New Orleans Saints, they started that nonsense because they're like, oh, Brett Favre should get it again. And then we heard it again when the Patriots beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Oh, if Pat Mahomes had another chance, and now we look at it again. Now Pat Mahomes on the other side of it. We're like, if Josh Allen had got another chance, you had 60 whole minutes to win that football game. Yeah. When they get to the end, I don't care how cutthroat the rules are. You should have won the game of regulation if you want to talk about any of that. 60 minutes and you couldn't win. But you do realize that they actually made it a little bit more friendly.
Yeah. It
used to just be straight up sudden death.
Field goals.
You get a field goal, game is over. They changed the rule to say if the team that receives the kickoff in overtime drives the ball and makes a field goal, now the opposing team gets a chance to match. They gave you, they threw you a bone.
Yeah.
Before, if they drove down and got a field goal, that was it.
One busted coverage, take the kick, it's over with.
If the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, the game is over.
Yep.
The rules don't need to be touched anymore. I don't even think they should have given them the leeway of being like, if you get a field goal, you get another chance. You had 60 minutes to win this football game.
Yeah.
How much more time do you need? No, sudden death, cutthroat, win the game, call heads. That's all you got to do. Call heads, you'll win the game. Don't be stupid.
How much more time do you need? Yeah, brother, it's getting to the point. I mean, and I know what you mean. Recency bias. Everybody from the fan base wants to come forward. And yes, I'm going to relate it to the Saints because I'm a fan and I've got the hat on tonight. A lot of the fans were calling for, let's replay the game. Let's bring in pass interference reviewable, all that stuff. And a lot of people hated the PI review and it was out after 1 year. And now we've got the overtime rules coming in again. You've got your Josh Allen fanboys. You've got your Tom Brady fanboys, your Patrick Mahomes fanboys coming in with all the situations you put out there, Fees. And they're wanting to see it changed. And I can't necessarily disagree because one touch going down the field, I mean, again, one busted coverage, and we know one play can decide a game, but I think it's more of the fact that when it's a classic, you want to see that chance for the other, guy that's played his heart out to get a chance to win the football game. And that's what a lot of people are, hating to see fall short. But you've obviously got a point as well. You've got 60 minutes to win the game. And I mean, like you said, man, how much more time do you need? Now, most people's suggestion is to give the other team a possession after the touchdown, the same as the field goal rule. And I kind of agree with that because, Buffalo or Kansas City driving down the field and scoring the touchdown, yes, that is obviously Buffalo's fault. That is a lapse on their part. And you give credit to Kansas City for going down the field, being that great team and winning in another clutch moment. But to not see, to literally not give the other person, and it's not even about, playing so hard to get to that moment. It's about the fact that, I guess it essentially is because it's about the fact that the game unfolded in that way and to not let the other side, it's not even about the back and forth, but just being fair and actually giving both teams a chance after they've played their hearts out for 60 minutes, have come to a tie. They still can't determine the winner to get another chance to determine who will rightly win that football game. But Fees, let me ask you, though. So, like I just mentioned.
Another chance.
Say what now?
They don't deserve another chance.
That's
60 minutes.
Yeah. Most people's suggestions, I know we had put it here, is to give the other team a possession after a touchdown, the same as the field goal rule. So kind of what I was alluding to here. Again, no from you, no chance at all. Just straight over to the other side. If they win, score, it's over.
No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, score, it's over. No, it's not. If they win, s full game. You played a whole game and you couldn't score. I don't care if you played your heart out, how dramatic it was leading into it, how well the other quarterback played. Yep. You just win the game.
Right.
When it gets down to overtime, all bets are off.
Yep.
Can your defense step up?
Yep. That's
I ain't with it.
That's 100%. What it comes down to. Well, let's also pull some more strings a little bit here, man. And, one sportscaster we love a lot, Colin Cowherd, has actually talked about overtime a good bit on his show and came up with some of his own rules. You'll be able to see it here on the graphic. So he proposes that the rules stay the same, but the road team gets the ball no matter what, and there is no coin toss. Fees, thoughts on that? Would you entertain that? At least road team getting the ball, no coin toss. They get it determined. Rules are the same.
I mean, I don't think that's actually a bad idea. But it's like you're playing on the road, so the advantage is to the home team. The home team has the home crowd. You've had all the advantages for the game. That's for the same reason that Vegas gives the home team 3 points when they create the spread for playing at home. So they're saying if you can't win the game in 60 minutes, that means that the road team gets the ball. So you got to get a stop. So, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. That would eliminate the whole coin toss fiasco and everyone having to call heads, even though some people are stupid and they don't call heads. But just give the ball to the road team, and that would actually change the way the end of the game is played because you already know who's getting the ball in overtime. Yep. You're not going to kneel it like, yeah, let's go to overtime, go to the coin toss. You'd be like, man, let's try to end this thing. You get more teams that do ignorant stuff like the Baltimore Ravens did this season and go for 2 when it's just inexplicable. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Play for overtime, but you would get more stuff like that. The games would be more interesting. I could go for that.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be actually changing the rules for what overtime is when they play it. That would just be changed. It would be eliminating the coin toss.
Right. Quentin, I see your comment there on Facebook, man. We are 100% getting into Sean Payton right after this, but let's stick here real quick before we switch over. So, what's up now? Oh, we might have a caller? I don't know. Anyways, we'll keep going. I got to stick to it, man. And here's the thing about overtime is when you're essentially, I think we might have a caller. I'll wait till I hear you patching in. Caller, you with us tonight? What's your name? Where are you calling from? Thank you for getting in the show. Hello. Caller this evening.
What's happening?
I can't hear you yet. We'll get that worked out. We know you're here with us, though. So I got to say, overtime to me, essentially, it shouldn't be complicated, okay? It shouldn't be changed up that much more dramatically. Yes, we go into overtime to determine a winner, but I got to stick with giving the other team at least a chance. If the touchdown is scored, give it back to the other team. If they can't come down and score a touchdown, caller, whenever you can hear us, just start talking and we'll switch over to you. Giving them another chance to at least go down and match them keeps it fair. But you do want to determine a winner, so I do understand where you're coming from there. Colin, I'm not with your rules. Maybe the road team getting the ball, yeah, but as long as both sides have the chance, really, to score in overtime, then that'll be the case.